Such a flex being able to put young in your name. All
Where's
right.
this guy? Like, do we know where this guy's from?
He is a Russian
Okay,
young Zerg player, I believe.
fair enough.
Yes. And one of the reasons why we invited him, let's introduce ShoWTimE first in the top
Hmm.
right.
And in the bottom left, he's our Zergizer YoungYakov. Can I just call him Yakov? Is that okay?
Yeah, I think that's all right.
All right.
The reason why we invited him is because he plays in the BG. He qualified for the BGE, which is the Bellum Gens Elite Zagara Star Zagara, which is a
Mhm.
LAN tournament in Bulgaria, which is very cool that they're on their second LAN now, but also it's now a qualifier for the EWC. And so YoungYakov
Nice.
qualifying through the European qualifier for that is a big, big achievement.
Well, he's got his work cut out for him here. Qualifying is one thing. Showing up against ShoWTimE on Tokamak is an entirely another thing.
Yes. Yes, it
I
definitely
mean,
is.
ShoWTimE is consistently playing against Raynor and Cyril on the ladder. He holds his own against those dudes. And I mean, his PvZ is as good as anybody in the entire world at this point.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's going to be a very, very tall order for him to take down ShoWTimE, but who knows if he can show his chops, maybe he'll become a regular player in these cups. If you're a good Zerg in Europe and you want to play in online cups, you will have no shortage of work because as a tournament organizer, I can attest that it is impossible to find Zerg players in the European scene that play at a highly competitive level because Lambo doesn't play in online cups very often. Cyril and Raynor have both won too much money throughout their careers that they will not play in anything with less than, I don't know, a $3,000 prize pool.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, Laser's retired-ish, I want to say. So there's a lot of opening in the scene that if we got, I think we are due to have another Zerg player up and coming.
You know, new blood injected into the game is always awesome.
Nice pickoff from ShoWTimE getting a creep tumor.
Curious to see if Yakov tries to do anything kind of out of the box here. Because I feel like if you're just going to play a standard PvZ, ShoWTimE's going to be ready for it. In fact, he's probably going to kill a bunch of your drones with a single adept, because, you know, that's what he does.
I mean, did he just get one?
I think
One
so. He didn't
drone
force
for
us.
two adepts suicide?
Yeah, forced a spore. But
Yeah,
you're right.
that seems
Losing
like
the
a
adepts there is
test,
brutal.
though. That seems like a test, and Yakov seems to
Huh.
have passed it.
I think so. And finishes the spore because there's oracles coming anyway.
Definitely a good call. Two queens in position to intercept that oracle is quite nice. The
Wow.
third queen is also hugging the top, which means the oracle can't just bounce towards the main. And then he just loses one drone, so not a bad opening at all by Yakov.
No, definitely not. Oracle charged right in there, was ready to get more kills, but that third queen was awesome.
Mm-hmm. Then ShoWTimE, having lost those two adepts early on, means he doesn't have a ton of units back at home. One adept in the door, one stalker at the third. So the oracles have to be back at home to keep these units safe. Now, looks like these two oracles are heading towards the third. Another queen repositions to help out, though, which is very, very important. Third queen coming on down as Yakov realizes his weak point without the spore just yet, and then repositions. So far, this young player is doing well. ShoWTimE with his third oracle
Well-
is just going to come on in and start killing off a ton of drones, though.
Yeah, 3 drones down, 3 oracles come in, probably acceptable losses there. Not going for any more than that. We're not going hero style PvZ. And man, hero in GSL season 1. Holy smokes. You have time to watch that? That was some incredible stuff.
I have not had time to watch it.
Recommended. All right. Roach Warren coming in from Yakov. Boar getting a free hit off there on the Oracle.
Yeah.
Queen, Thor, Queen, chase, rebuff, rebuff.
He's doing... Oh, nice positioning on the queens. Like, Yakov is doing all the things right. We saw him pull back a drone that was transferring. That would have been nice pickings for the Oracles. And then just getting up in this drone count. Oh, there is an Adept in his third, but that gets taken care of. A little bit of lost mining time.
Could be worse. Not too bad. And again, like every Zerg player in the world right now is building roaches. It's just like every matchup is roach. Still need to get my anti-roach shirt made because good grief.
You really should get one.
I don't know. I don't think it'd be too expensive. Maybe I'll have Somicron mock one up for me for the store. All right. But a Hydra Den on the way. Okay. All right. That's fine. I like Hydra Den here in this situation a lot. Templar Archives is coming in, so Psystorm's going to be a problem for those Hydras, but not yet.
Yeah, like... Hydras are good, but okay, he does throw up an infestation pit, so Hydras may not necessarily be the end goal. Lurkers could be the end goal here.
100%. Or both. Hydras and Lurkers, pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good setup. Yeah. Stasis.
Yeah.
And revealing a couple creep tumors there, going for that last one. There you go.
Yeah, ShoWTimE just trimming the creep a little bit. Lings do move forward on that creep to get us around on the Stalkers, but they simply blink away. So Yakov is on the defensive. ShoWTimE really knows how to bully a Zerg player.
Got enough practice doing it, that's for sure. Psystorm about 50% complete here. You're right. Lurker Den is on the way with a Hive coming in too for that Seismic Spines upgrade, as well as the Adaptive Talons. So ShoWTimE says, yeah, I've dealt with the Lurkers once or twice in my time. Yeah, looking more and more like that Roach Horn was maybe just a safety Roach Horn in case there was a big Zealot attack coming, but just kind of poking with Stalkers for now. And allowing Yakov to have the time to get up to that tier 3 level of Zerg that he's wanting to get to.
Yes, indeed. And, I mean, he does just about have that Lurker Den. No 5th base for the Zerg yet. Could be problematic. As ShoWTimE has got his own 4th on the way, so the Zerg definitely needs to stay ahead. I'd love to see a double expansion from Yakov if he can pull the money together. Spines going up at some of his bases, that's really nice. ShoWTimE goes for a Stargate and a Fleet Beacon. Okay, we could be in for a long one here.
Yeah, we actually did see Classic take Raynor down in a PvZ using carriers at GSL, so you know,
Sky Toss is viable for sure.
It is, yes. It's not, you know, the meta necessarily, but pretty viable. And I always say, if you don't want to deal with the Lurkers, get those carriers, man. Carriers do not care about your Lurkers at all.
Particularly at any level other than a pro level. Build carriers and you'll be fine.
Yeah, 100%.
Zealots do find the building 5th base of Yakov. Yakov responds, but it's going to be tight. Should save the hatchery. This is why I do love to see double expands from Zerg, in case 100%. They do lose one.
Yeah, Lings, no. Fight with everything or don't fight. Oh, boy. Yeah, kind of messed up that engagement. That's okay. Zealots get a bunch of kills they probably shouldn't have gotten. Adrenals coming in. The lunge upgrade for the Hydralisks being researched here, too. Yakov knows what he's doing. Burrowing Lings on different expansions.
At his own base is interesting.
Yeah. Just for vision purposes more than anything else there. So Mothership on the way. Tempests here to Immortal production. Upgrades apace here from ShoWTimE. And a Nidus on the way here too from Yakov. So ShoWTimE's going to have to watch out for Niduses in his main. Nidus is on different points on the map here. Yakov is looking really good. You know, for the first time for me ever seeing him, I'm be hard pressed to tell this was somebody I'd never seen before. He really knows what he's doing.
Yeah, like the execution is good. The overall strategy at this point is a little concerning though, because it's like, okay, ShoWTimE is getting up Tempest carriers, Templar, everything nice.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a Spire on the way, so he'll start making Corruptors here, no problem.
Nidus attempt does get shut down.
Yeah, but not really an offensive Nidus at all. Yeah, so both players are maxed out. There we go. Second Spire on the way now, too. Has no money to make Corruptors at the moment, so he needs to free up some supply, hopefully by maybe killing a base of ShoWTimEs and then remaxing on Corruptors. He does have a couple Corruptors coming in, tiny bit of supply.
ShoWTimE does turn around. That is actually really lucky for Yakov, because Yakov was quite out of position there with just a tiny portion of his army. He then sends it in, but then is using the Nidus to now siege up the Protoss with these lurkers.
Man. Look at these lurkers. Bonus damage versus armor, taking down cannons that are being healed by shield batteries. Just a lurker contain. This is something we see a lot more of in Brood War, but yeah, making its way into StarCraft 2 now that the lurkers have been here for a while. Mothership comes in and does have a pretty good attack, but no detection available to attack said lurkers, unfortunately. Weird. There you go. The multi-attack coming in and helping to burn down a single lurker. Nidus not going to come up here either. ShoWTimE sharking down the right side. Probably going to get a kill on that hatchery. Needs a cancel.
And it's a cancel.
Gets the cancel. Nicely done. Good reaction time from Yakov. Tectonic destabilizers are on the way. So, going to get that bonus damage versus buildings. ShoWTimE getting all the upgrades. Greater Spire getting fired up here too from Yakov as the Tempests firing away on a couple of these queens. Spores cannot save you. It is a Spore Spine Lurker Forest that ShoWTimE is trying to break through right now. But also up on the right side, what is that? We've got Lings killing themselves on cannons. All right, cool.
Mothership is on the left for a potential recall by ShoWTimE. The Zerg moves forward, forces the toss back a little bit. But yes, there's the recall on to the left, so rest in peace this base. Those drones are going to want to turn around, and they do, so Yakov is on it as far as keeping his workers alive. This Nidus will perish, though. It's 5 bases to 5 bases, both players having decent banks, but not ginormous ones. ShoWTimE grabs a fair few Corruptors with his Stalkers. Corruptors are moving in, looking to grab some Oracles, perhaps. He does get 2 of them.
Yeah, gets both of them. Tectonic destabilizers is done. Tempest much better against Spores now. Oh, bit of a move command there from ShoWTimE. Takes a bad pathing there. And suddenly a lot of those Stalkers die. Time Warp gets tossed down to prevent the pursuit here on ShoWTimE's army. He is pushed back by Yakov. Another Nidus coming up on the right side on his own creep.
Yeah, Yakov using the Nidus just as a shuttle to get around his own bases is a very cool play. Still, getting up a 6 base is important for the Zerg, so we'll have to see that soon. We'll see if we get another Nidus up for Yakov to try and really outposition ShoWTimE as he moves just right across the center of the map now. Couple lurkers harassing, getting absolutely shut down. Corruptors are flying around. Yakov's got lurkers just burrowed in the middle of the map, hoping for a nice catch on ShoWTimE.
Warp Prism being hunted down by the Corruptors. Big lurker Hydra push into the natural base, so they got to cross the map really fast, denying air armor level 2. Warp Gate dies here too. There's no recall into the natural base. Hydra's pushing over into the 3rd as well. ShoWTimE's army's kind of in no man's land right now.
Yeah.
Where is he?
He goes for a very delayed recall.
But where?
I guess to his 3rd, his 4th base?
No.
Okay, his 5th base.
What the?
So yeah.
He recalls into his 5th base?
A very slow reaction by the Protoss player, but I guess maybe he just didn't have energy on any of his Nexus. Not quite, anyway. So Yakov goes for a nice move. He hasn't got all this production yet. He's killed off a Cyber Core. There is still the Fleet Beacon, a Robo, and the final Cyber Core to the north there. He gets the Nexus, but if he can kill off that tech, that would be huge. It looks like ShoWTimE will react. Yakov didn't quite kill those off quick enough.
He depowered it, though.
He did, which is something. But yeah, killing that tech would have been really, really nice. Unfortunately, he didn't quite get that. It was a bit of a costly endeavor for the Zerg too, as ShoWTimE is now looking to come back across the map with a vengeance. Yakov is making 9 Broodlords and 3 Vipers to try and have his answer to this Protoss army.
All right. Look, I'm going to give Yakov a gold star for making it to 15 minutes against ShoWTimE, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't think he'd make it this far in game 1, so he has gotten it to super macro here in a PvZ. Chargelot's going to go ahead and force a cancel on the base on the left side. Canceled there. Yakov has not lost a base to this yet.
No, like...
Broodlords, not great on defense because they're so slow, but pretty good offensive units. Warp Prism... No, good Warp Prism micro.
Yeah, the Zealots are all unfortunately red, though, so they do get killed very, very quickly. Otherwise, they probably could have killed 4 Hydras. Yakov looking to potentially force a big fight on ShoWTimE as Broodlords are moving forward. ShoWTimE does have Tempest, though, which can annihilate Broodlords if given enough time. A nice Ling Lurker move out is heading towards the new base of ShoWTimE, so this could be a big find for Yakov. Just Zealots might not be enough to deal with this, so ShoWTimE has to bring in some more reinforcements. There is actually observers to get on top of these Lurkers, so they actually are enough to deal with that. Really nicely done by ShoWTimE. Oh, he does find a bunch of drones.
Great positioning there. Ling's on the run by into the main base. What can they go after here? Oh, wow. Shield upgrade getting targeted immediately.
Oh, no. Keep attacking.
And then the Ling, and then he get F2s or
yeah, I guess that was an F2. Zealots are coming in, cleaning out these spines. There is Lurkers that are going to help chew through these Zealots fairly quickly, but we're seeing a multi-prong engagement go down as some Vipers and Corruptors try and dispatch some of the Tempest. Doesn't seem like that was a horrible fight for Yakov, as he actually is up on supply compared to ShoWTimE. So he must...
he's up in every metric. Workers, army, total supply. ShoWTimE's got a bigger bank, but that's about it for him right now.
Yeah, I guess that was just Yakov cleaning up all those Zealots. Like, ShoWTimE did throw a lot away into that base. I guess as he wants to replace them with beefy Immortals, Archons, more Stargates on the way. I love that from ShoWTimE. Getting up more production is really important, because if you lose your army as the toss, you do not get a lot of time to replace it. ShoWTimE knows he can abuse this position. Corruptors do move forward, but they see the High Templar. And yeah, so far ShoWTimE is playing a beautiful positioning game. Yakov's really pressed to get another base up. He's building a massive Spore Crawler forest, which will maybe allow him to secure up this base. Oh, he's actually going for the supply trick. Okay.
Ah, there we go. 209 supply out of 200 by making a bunch of spines and canceling them.
Yeah, he may regret this, though, as that supply is immediately whittled down, as Yakov actually elects to try and take a fight, grabs a few Archons.
Yeah, these Broodlings are chasing. They're pushing back, pushing back. A Thungal gets tossed down. Ooh, catching an Archon, catching a Tempest there. This is a crazy PvZ.
It really, really is. Yakov is moving towards the left side with this army. He's going to run into ShoWTimE's scary, scary hit squad here. Immortals and Archons can definitely deal with Lurkers and Lings, so Yakov has to retreat to the high ground there to a better position. Nicely done to actually do that. Psystorm, though, on the Lurkers is really going to soften them up, so once again, they're on the retreat, heading back to this base. Yakov morphing more Broodlords. This is a position as a Zerg where you're kind of wondering, how am I going to win this game? Nice abduct on a Tempest. However, there is plenty more where that came from.
Absolutely. We've got +3 air armor upgrades for the Zerg, which is not something we see very much. Cannon Town, USA, 8 cannons at a time in the top left base. Yep. Tempest's doing so good against buildings here, too.
Fungal growth, double fungal.
Slows the retreat here.
Mass feedback.
Tempest, yeah, recalling out there because they got fungled. Mothership, as always, gets targeted and killed. She had a good run. She had a good run.
Yeah, and that wasn't bad for ShoWTimE. He killed off 7 Lurkers in that fight. So as far as resources lost goes, he definitely has a nice lead, being ahead about 8,000 in a game, which the players are on even bases presently. Looks like Yakov is trying to capitalize on ShoWTimE, maybe not having replaced all his units yet, so he does move forward with the Broodlords, picks off a few High Templar, Parasitic Bomb softens up a lot of those Tempest, as ShoWTimE is a little bit late with the split.
Yeah, more Infestors, more Vipers sucking energy off of hatcheries. Yakov is looking incredible. I think he's in a great position to win this game. I'm not saying he will.
He's not in a terrible position, but it is very difficult to kill ShoWTimE in this spot, I think. Like, he's doing everything. ShoWTimE's doing everything right. He's not a player who's going to give Yakov an easy mistake. And, like, look at this. So much static defense at this base, so those are safe. He's got this nice little army to the left side. And then he's just poking to the right side. It's a very, very good test for the young player in game number 1. Okay, nice fungal. Forces a recall. Quick moves with the Corruptors do grab a Tempest. ShoWTimE does move forward with his hit squad, but nice Infestor positioning does grab 2 of the Archons. Banelings and Lings rolling forward. Yakov was ready for this hit squad, and he does take out most of it. 1 Immortal and a High Templar may get out of there.
Crackling's chasing, though. Yep. I don't know. High Templar down. Immortal can't fire while moving. He really wishes he could.
That would be so OP.
Hang on, hang on. We get saved. Thanks, Zealot Bros. Storming those changelings? Sure, why not? ShoWTimE continuing to pressure in. Charizard's getting sent in, but Cracklings plus Lurkers eat them up pretty cost efficiently.
Yeah, and the cost efficiency is a metric we need to watch in this game, as the more and more bases mine out, the more important that becomes. Currently, ShoWTimE has a hefty lead, but it has diminished after that poor fight, so 8,000 resources between them.
Takamok. We're going to take every base on Takamok today?
It's highly possible. ShoWTimE has got all his.
Yeah, every bit of resources taken off the map in a game like this is going to be huge. How many bases you have, how many minerals you've taken out. Few probes die there. I'm not sure ShoWTimE wants 71 probes right now, so maybe doing him a bit of a favor here, killing those probes, freeing up that supply. Catching those changelings out again. Pushing up the right side, Yakov, a little bit. There's just little stuff happening everywhere here. Zealots on in. Immortal Zealot Archon on in. But against Hydra, all that stuff's in a lot of trouble. I mean, ShoWTimE's trying to push in here, but at this stage, I think it's just deny the left side base and try to make good trades. Win that way. I think it's ShoWTimE's plan.
Yeah, that is definitely a solid plan from the Protoss, who's been more cost efficient than his opponent. But now Yakov repositions his Broodlords, and ShoWTimE's Tempest are not quite in a spot to deal with this, so this could be some nice killed production. Or, well, nice killed static defense, pardon me. As Yakov moves in, killing off this base would be really, really nice.
Yeah, at the very least, he stopped all mineral mining at it. Couple Tempests shouldn't be able to save it. And this is the very reason Tempests were given the orange upgrade. Is Spore Forest. Jiving in here, though. Catching them out. Corruptors. Just chasing, zoning those Tempests out there while the Nexus gets wiped out of the attack down the right side. Neural Parasite on a couple Archons there. Lasts about 2 seconds before feedbacks come in. High Templar wandering into death as well, but not much to kill them here other than the Spines, which aren't doing very well. More Neural Parasite on a couple of those Archons, too.
Yeah, ShoWTimE does get some really, really nice value picking off all the Infestors once again. That really benefits him in the resources lost. Killing this base is nice. Yakov is actually just going to try and take this further, which may be the right decision. Instead of going all the way back to respond to a threat that's already passed, that's already done its job and killed his base, he's actually just going for a big fight. Ling's getting on top of these Stalkers, but the Stalkers are dispatching most of the Broodlords now, and Yakov's supply has plummeted.
Yeah, but he can remax here. His gas bank is not incredible, so he has to remax on Lings, which is not going to do very well against the Sky Toss, certainly. He is taking that left base now. That extra gas is going to be useful here, but that gas bank for ShoWTimE is just massive.
Corruptors do fly and find the Tempest. He grabs 2 before the recall gets off.
Yeah, just keeps moving, gets away from those Archons as much as he can.
Oh, Infestors are vulnerable, so they've got to be really careful.
And ShoWTimE's little ground army continuing to get work over here. It's an entirely expired base. It just provides a larva right now. Neural Parasite on an Archon, chomping away at your own Stalkers is pretty friggin' cool, man.
Yeah, ShoWTimE could have overcommitted a little bit here as he loses 2 more Tempests. A third one that was not caught in the recall loses a Oracle as well. Void Rays are in trouble. The Mothership's in trouble. Yakov's Corruptors are doing work here.
Yeah, only 2 Void Rays, not enough to handle all these Corruptors. Not with the upgrades that they have. Warp Prism gets picked off. 2 Lings winning on the ground. Dude, and we're into Ultralisks now. Yakov's like, hey, if that Sky Army is gone and there aren't any Immortals left, maybe Ultralisks can get some value here. Wow.
Yeah, nice popping of that Ultralisk, as it's going to allow those 2 Archons to be caught and killed. Yakov's income is pitiful right now, though, as he's only got 21 drones. Does get up that left base, though. Caustic spray on the rocks?
Oh, does that destroy that?
Okay, he's just going to go in with Lings instead.
Wait, where's that cooling tower collapse?
I'm guessing it protects the base?
Does it create rocks protecting the backside of those minerals?
I'm guessing so. ShoWTimE with 1 trillion Archons.
Yeah, suddenly Neural Parasite trying to storm the Neural Parasiting Infestors and feedback them as well. 1 Archon's fighting. Void Ray is fighting 2. They're trying to kite against these Ultralisks as much as they can, warping an additional charge lots.
Yeah, this doesn't look like the fight for Yakov.
No, he's getting some decent work here, but yeah, as Ultras are dying, a couple Immortals jump in, and GG! ShoWTimE does take game number 1, a 30-minute PvZ. Woo! Yakov shows he belongs. Holy smokes.
Oh, yeah. What a great game.
Wow. Yeah, that's one of the most fun PvZs I've seen in a while. GG, man. Way to go. It's linked rocks, says Aki. What does that mean? Linked rocks.
Well, there was 2 that share HP.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So that way they're combined. Gotcha. Woohoo! All right. So that is a fantastic showing in game number 1. If that's what the rest of the series is going to be like, it's going to be one heck of a fantastic best of 5. I mean, Yakov's working really hard to make it into the finals here. Obviously, taking ShoWTimE to 30 minutes in a StarCraft 2 game in 2025 is incredibly impressive.
Yeah, that was a great test for the young Zerg, and I mean, he showed that he can go toe-to-toe with ShoWTimE. And honestly, like, that map, it was Yakov's pick, but like, it doesn't seem like that good of a late-game Zerg map. Maybe I'm wrong. Like, he really struggled to take an extra base there or anything, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe he could do it again on a different map.
Yeah, perhaps. All right, let's get into game number 2 here. Going to be on Maganatha, which, again, as far as the description on the map says, it is honoring an Egyptian StarCraft 2 caster. Kind of fun. That's up, John Solo. Happy Saturday, man. Welcome to the stream.
Hey, John. Welcome. Welcome, everyone. If you're lurking in chat watching this, but you haven't made a Soup account yet, what are you doing? GSL's on Soup. We're on Soup. Make an account. Say hi. All right.
Bottom right of Maganatha. It's ShoWTimE.
And in the upper left, going by the ID Yakov, but also known as YoungYakov, it is Yakov, the Zerg. Yakov goes for a...
All right. Oh. The stream just died?
Looks like it was just a general little lag spike. Yeah, I have dropped... Yeah, I dropped a bit of frames for a moment. Uh-oh.
Let me refresh. See if it
No,
comes
it's
back.
definitely dropping on my end.
Ah.
Do. Okay, I will restart that.
Oh, keep talking.
I
Let's see if
think
you
we're
sound like a
back.
robot.
We're not dropping any more frames.
You don't sound like a robot, so that's good.
Sorry, guys. There must have been like a mouse chewing on an Ethernet cable somewhere or something. Yeah, I do apologize about that. Oh, no, we're dropping frames again. Oh, dear. Okay. Okay, looks like we are no longer dropping frames, so apologies about that, guys. I did just kill the other Soup stream, so it might just be that my internet's acting up and saying I don't have
Can't
the
handle
bandwidth.
both, maybe.
Yeah, but I've done it for something like probably 10, 20 events now, and it's been fine, so...
Right.
It's a little bit bizarre, but we should be back. Apologies about that. Yes, no more dropped frames, so I'll try leaving that other stream disabled for a bit.
All right. So meantime, everything looks fine. It wasn't a 2-base all-in from ShoWTimE. It wasn't resonating Glaive Depths. It was just kind of chill poking and prodding. Oracle harass, Slings poking around trying to see what's going on in Maganatha as well. So we didn't miss anything interesting, at least. Zerg player could use a 4th base here. ShoWTimE's 3rd base is warping in now.
Oracle's coming on in, wreaking havoc in that mineral line. Oh, Queen does get an Oracle, so that suddenly helps pay for that. Adepts are almost being caught, but good save by the Oracles. Then they do shade into the natural base. Grabbing a few drones, but they do get cleaned up.
Yeah, so once again, couple drones down, 3 adepts dying. Where is... Oh, a couple more adepts. Extra up. It is Resonating Glaives. I remember it was like it's not Resonating Glaives, and then it was Resonating Glaives. That was fun.
It's Resonating Glaives, but ShoWTimE warps in a couple Stalkers because he wants to kill this Scouting Overlord and maybe fake Yakov out by warping in Stalkers. You go, I'm totally going Blink, not Mass Adepts.
I like that. I like that move quite a bit.
Oh, man, this is really, really nice. Yakov now is going to want to replace drones. He's going for a 4th and a 5th base, which I am one to praise usually, but he will need to really identify that this is Adepts he'll be facing. Okay, there's the Mass Adepts crossing the map. Yakov is investing in a Spire. He's got 2 Hydras on the way, double expanding, and he has no idea that he's about to be hit with a truckload of Adepts. I mean, oh, this is disastrous.
He's making Hydras, which really suck against Resonating Glaive Adepts. Oh my gosh, ShoWTimE's trick worked, I think.
Yeah, Yakov is just going to have to run like mad and hope that ShoWTimE doesn't really target with these Adepts as efficiently as he could. And so far, he has only killed 2 drones. Make that 3 drones. Queen's soaking damage right now. Like, the Adept numbers are thinning out. And ShoWTimE is now just reinforcing with this. But oh my gosh, yeah, Yakov's supply is starting to plummet.
Yeah, the Queens are dying. The Hydras are dying. You just transfused a Hydralisk. That's how insane this is. Adepts need to be going after drones here, not attacking that hatchery. I don't think drones trying to drone drill and take that group out, but 18 have gone down. This group finally joins the party. Another transfuse on a Hydralisk, which is not something you see very much, but it's a desperate situation for Yakov right now, so that's why it's happening. 19.
Oh, yeah, GG.
GG. Yeah, there we go. Wow, ShoWTimE with the mind games to get the win in game in number 2. That was amazing. Good call, too. Recognizing why ShoWTimE warped in those Stalkers to make Yakov think it was just going to be Blink Stalker pressure. The Hydras and the Lings are going to be great there. Not so good against Resonating Glaive Adepts. Impressive. Very impressive showing there from ShoWTimE. And Yakov just got tripped up. So, awesome. Awesome, awesome stuff. All right. So, yeah, game 1 was a knockdown, drag him out, punch him in the face style PvZ. This was more of a trip your opponent on the way to the goal line style move, and then take the ball from them and score a touchdown yourself. So, yeah, I know. Football analogies in a Starcraft stream, not the greatest of moves. Let's move into game number 3 here. Welcome back, John Solo. Psycon says, phew, what a game indeed.
Okay, yeah, so we should be back. I just booted up the other stream, but so far seems like we haven't dropped any more frames, so...
Okay.
We'll keep an eye on that. If it does lag, just let me know. I'll try killing the other stream and see if that solves it, but usually our bandwidth's been fine, so who knows, maybe Windows was downloading an update or something and nuking my bandwidth. Windows likes to do things like that.
Fun for everyone. Yeah. All right. Well, we're on Pylon, the ladder edition, for our next map here. Let me see what the words are. High risk, high reward, rich gas base doubles as a mineral wall, leaving it exposed and opens up after mining out. Double light brigades in the center are not buildable or burrowable. Several open spaces contrast several tighter spots for a variety of engagement types. What is this? The light bridges in the center. I guess. I mean, they're whatever. They're light bridges. Not that weird. He flipped the birdie. Is that a golfing term? I don't know if I've heard anyone say he flipped the birdie in golf.
I have never heard that either.
No.
Do you golf?
But good attempt. Absolutely not. I've been to like Top Golf a couple times where you just hit the ball as far as you can, and that's what I do.
Yeah.
But I've never been like straight up. Let's go to the golf course. Let's try to get the ball in the cup. It's like, no, not for me. Too expensive.
I mean, it's not that expensive. Depending on where you go. Like, you can spend a lot of money on golf, but
you don't have to. I mean,
No.
there's let's see, city golf. There's a local city course that I've never actually looked at. How much it costs to do it. Let me book a tee time real quick.
if you're a casual golfer, it can be very fun.
I guess it's like $30.
Yeah. I used to live above a course that was like $15 for a walk, and you could just walk on any time because it wasn't ever that busy, and like it was just nice little course. But yes, I agree. Like uppity golf can be a bit much, but anyway.
Yeah, that does sound nice though. Yeah, $15. Walk on whenever you want.
Nice little grassy area and just good way to spend the day. But
yeah.
Okay, here we are in the bottom right. It is Yakov.
And in the top left, it is ShoWTimE.
Yep, ShoWTimE showed us in that series why he is a serious tournament player and always a contender in the tournaments he plays in, because he goes beyond just playing good Starcraft. He picks excellent strategies too. And that last game was a clear example of just murdering your opponent and them not seeing it coming.
Not a lot of ways to do that anymore in StarCraft, I want to say, but that's one. Definitely one. So no gold bases on this map. Cobalt Zone like a watchtower. Some rocks to destroy.
Yeah. I like how this map is just called Pylon. Like, what's next? A map called Supply Depot? Has there been a map called Supply Depot?
Nope. Well, I mean, not an official one. I'm sure somebody's made a map somewhere called Supply Depot.
ShoWTimE's probe being a nuisance. If you're new to StarCraft and you're wondering why Yakov's base isn't where you'd think it would be, that is all ShoWTimE's fault.
Stargate, tossing up.
Yep. ShoWTimE is a pretty religious Stargate player. He will go for those, like, 99% of the games you see.
Because if you don't, the mutas come and kill you, obviously.
Alright. Two Adepts do complete the shade into Yakov's base once again, and he does seem to be lacking the muscle to deal with this, as 4 drones go down in total. That is very, very painful. 4 drones, 3 deadlings for 2 adepts. ShoWTimE will take that trade because he also got the lost mining time too.
Yeah, just little stuff like this, man. You gotta do it in PvZ. If you let the Zerg player, nice Oracle defense, just kind of macro up from minute 1, you're gonna be in a big trouble. Oracles on the hunt.
Frantically
Forcing an
placing buildings.
Evo chamber, yeah. Man, finishes shades
Oh
again.
no,
These
there's
are not.
no Lings in position to deal with this.
Yeah, no resonating glaives, but they still kill drones fairly quickly, even without the orange Frisbee upgrade.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
that
two
is...
Lings come in to try to deal with this, and there's just pair, 2.
Yeah, that was so much denied mining time. And now ShoWTimE's going to get more denied mining time at this 3rd base. This is a disastrous start from Yakov. His confidence seems to be a little shot playing against ShoWTimE here.
He was doing so well in game 1.
Yeah. ShoWTimE is just a menace. Oracle's coming in, picking off a queen. This is just absolute bullying of the Zerg. The Spore will kill off 1 Oracle, but ShoWTimE's fine with this because he built 3. ShoWTimE, 61 probes to the 53 drones of Yakov. Yakov has lost 17 drones at the start of this game. He's going to need some sort of miracle to come back in this one as he fires up 10 drones. No Evo chamber for the Zerg either, so ShoWTimE will have a nice upgrade lead. And there's ShoWTimE with a 3rd Oracle. After replacing the one that he lost, he's now coming in with his Stalkers, looking to bully Yakov, potentially kill his 4th base, or cancel it. ShoWTimE will take either.
And it's not a lot of damage here, but the response is not enough.
Oh, it's not even a cancel. Yakov should have canceled that.
Yeah, that was... Ugh. Lets that finish for absolutely no reason. Hey, it's our roaches. Roach boys are here, getting targeted and killed pretty easily by the Stalkers, who again do bonus damage to roaches and outrange them. So that's a lot of fun. Lings surround, pin him in place a little bit. Oracle's coming in, burn down the Ravager, which is really the threat here. And it does go down immediately. And this is not looking good for the Yakov.
He's trying to hold on, and ShoWTimE may be pushing it a little bit with that fight. Stalkers against roaches with minimal micro does actually go the roaches' way. But Yakov still is down on 3 bases against ShoWTimE's 3 bases, so he needs to start up a 4th base as soon as possible. It's like the Zerg player may be looking to get aggressive here, as he is just laying on the roach key. Producing Zerglings and going for some Dropper Lords, so he's going to bring his queens with this. Yakov is putting it all in on a big attack, and ShoWTimE may be a little unprepared for this. Although, as I say that, he's building 6 batteries at his 3rd base.
Wow.
He is well aware of what could potentially be coming his way. ShoWTimE has got 24 Stalkers out presently.
All right, here we go. Revelated dudes coming in, again, trying to pick off those Ravagers with the Oracle snipes. Overlords joining the party for reasons that make no sense at all. What are you doing? Supply block on Yakov, pretty intense here as well. The desperate play, but the Blink
GG.
Micro's too good, and ShoWTimE, yeah, gets that GG.
Yeah, the dropper lords weren't quite where they needed to be, I guess. And yeah. Well done by ShoWTimE. What an annihilation.